afternoon, and welcome to the Senior Prize Assembly. First, please join me in thanking Jessica Liu for the music you heard as we entered today. This afternoon, the school's academic department will confer a range of prizes upon individuals from the class of 2016 in recognition of their breadth and depth of learning, their present achievement, and their promise for excellence in future study. To the class of 2016, thank you for your insights, your enthusiasm, your willingness to challenge yourselves and encounter new ideas. There are too many accomplishments among you to celebrate them all in a single assembly. Even after 3 assemblies this week, many noteworthy achievements may go unrecognized, but certainly not unremembered by the faculty. Tonight we pause to celebrate the achievement of students who most consistently displayed academic excellence as defined by individual departments. Last week, we collectively paused to express gratitude to and for one another. Hopefully, if you have not already, you can take a moment to say thank you to those who have contributed to your academic success at Blair. Not just the teaching faculty, but friends, advisors, parents, and all others who offered support in their own ways. And now, allow me to introduce the department heads who will, in turn, present named awards and subject prizes particular to their fields. Starting with Mr. Wilson for science.
The Blair Science Department awards 2 prizes at this assembly. The first will be the AP Science Prize. This prize is presented to that student who exhibits an overwhelming passion and commitment towards science and who has written a superior academic record in multiple AP Science courses. Of this year's recipient, Mrs. Haddon remarks that she knew from freshman year, because of her extensive project on the sea fern, that this student had a passion for science and was going to do great work at Blair. Her years led her through AP Chemistry, AP Physics, and AP Biology. During the first week in AP Biology, when asking for a volunteer, Mrs. Haddon was asking for a volunteer, to trek out to the lake to obtain samples, this student was the first one to have her hand up, dress, heels and all, and it didn't matter, she was excited to do some science. She always goes above and beyond the classroom, searching for knowledge and asking analytical questions. It has been a pleasure to share my love, that is Ms. Haddon's love, of biology this year with such an inquisitive and passionate science student. Additionally, Ms. Gilmet states that this student was exceptional while in AP Chemistry. She was consistently at the top of the class in all aspects, but most impressive was her desire to understand the abstract concepts of the course. She has an amazing ability to see the big picture, bringing multiple concepts and multiple subjects together to grasp the difficult topics in science. She's a talented student who will no doubt continue this passion for many years to come. This year's recipient of the AP Science Prize is Brooke Langdon. Second prize is the Donald E. Lawshe Prize, presented in memory of Donald E. Lawshe, former physics teacher at Blair, for his devotion and service to our school and its science students. This award is presented to that student who has consistently demonstrated a passion for science and a dedication to interests beyond the classroom. On this year's recipient, Dr. Sayers remarks that she is possibly the most curious person he knows. From their discussions on non-Euclidean geometry, real and complex analysis, and from their conversations on quantum mechanics, Dr. Sayers suggests she has been consistently driven to ask solid questions about the meaning and the means of what's real. Dr. Sayers' best comment about this student was that if they were given 3 lifetimes to discuss everything he knows, I'm not sure we can fit it all in 3 lifetimes, she would still be asking, what if? As her teacher this year, I've been struck by her determination and the comprehensive approach she has to her studies. Her desire to gain deeper insight into every facet of the concepts we've covered is overwhelming. And as Dr. Sayers suggests, her curiosity and insistence on what if meant you always have to be on your toes. That said, this student's passion for science and physics is something that must be recognized, and the department does so today with the presentation of this award. This year's Lawshie Prize goes to my favorite, Cindy Allen. Next up will be Mr. Eric Longer with the Classics Department.
The Charles H. Breed Latin Prize is given in honor of Blair's 10th headmaster, Charles H. Breed, in recognition of outstanding scholarship and achievement in the study of Latin literature. This year's recipient has developed into a true scholar. Her translations of Ovid and Horace were precise and meticulous. Her written analyses of the texts were original, nuanced, and perceptive. Always open to new ideas, this year's recipient has blended her high-level work with a sense of humor, and she has been both a leader and a supporter of the Latin 4 class as a group. This year's recipient has also excelled in the department's ancient history elective, where she has demonstrated an outstanding ability to parse out the details in our many difficult ancient sources. On behalf of the Classics Department, Mr. Newell and myself, I am very, very proud to award the Charles H. Breed Latin Prize to Tiffany Sharma.
The Derland Prize is named for the Derland family, whose generosity made possible Blair's first computer lab. It was a room full of Apple IIes in Bogle Hall where students learned to program in the basic programming language. Since that time, the computer science department has grown into a curriculum including robotics, phone app design, and AP computer science. At the same time, the number of students taking these classes and the rigor with which they approach computer programming has grown many-fold, and it's been a great privilege to be a part of that. This was particularly a strong year with many students who deserve mention, but the Derland Prize this year will be awarded jointly, first time to two people, to Ben Salander and Mike Cipolla. English Department, Mr. Brandon.
Two awards today, two type prizes. The Dumont English Prize is awarded to members of the senior class who ranked highest in English, presented in memory of the late Senator Wayne Dumont and his father, Wayne Dumont Sr., by Mrs. Helen Dumont. Two recipients. Of the first, Mrs. McMillan wrote, "Tiffany's attention to the work we did in class this year was as graceful and thoughtful as she. A sophisticated writer, her voice is loud and clear, and she possesses the ability to bend the written and spoken word to her whim." Of the second, Mr. Evans wrote, "A careful reader and a persuasive writer, Trevor cared about each day's reading as much as he did each written assignment. A questioning reader, Trevor used each writing assignment as an opportunity to explore the thoughts that had been provoked by the prompt of the essay and his deep thinking on the subject. The sophistication of his writing was matched by the sophistication of his comments in class." The Dumont Prize winners for 2016 are Tiffany Sharma and Trevor Van Vliet. awarded to members of the senior class for interest and achievement in the study of English literature and language. This year there are two recipients. The first, Mrs. McMillan wrote, "It was a joy to watch Emmy find a place for her significant voice, whether it was peer feedback on projects, speeches and presentations, or essays on gender or the function of humour in society, and discover the elegance and artistry of finely wrought words, both her own and those of others." Of the second I wrote, "Will is a diligent, thoughtful, engaged, committed and curious student. In short, everything an English teacher could want. He was a class leader during our frequent discussions, and his willingness to ask questions for both clarification and explanation served him and his classmates well." The Robert F. Harris Memorial Trophy for 2016 is awarded to Emmy McCrink and Will Pemberton.
Qualities that make for a great student of art: mastery of technique, unique vision, fierce problem solving, risk-taking, and perseverance. All of our prize winners possess these attributes and more. The 3D Art Prize is given to 2 students this year whose style of working and product is vastly different. Joe's work is attached to the narratives of long ago and rendered with a strict adherence to traditional aesthetics. Neil's work is intuitive and embraces nuances throughout the process of making. The 3D Art Prize winners are Joseph Mandel and Neil Putnam. Winner possesses a quiet passion for art. She wowed us all with her stunning work in the Student Art Show and was recently featured in the print edition of The Oracle. While crafting an impressive body of work, this young artist has demonstrated a tremendous amount of focus and dedication to her craft. Congratulations, Yasmin Mohammadi. Architecture student has amazing perseverance. He crafted a ship, but also all of the plans, and some of the instruments needed to see his vision come to life. The winner of the Architecture Prize has put his heart and soul into this project since last spring. Congratulations, Yichuan Yang. Two students who have pushed the limits of photography in 2 very different directions. Felix Ingla Vives Fierro crafted a powerful portfolio combining photography and collage with his unique artistic vision. The result is a thought-provoking body of work rich with meaning. Felix will be showing his work this summer in Barcelona. Our other winner, Susan Andreas, finds beauty in the smallest details of scenes we pass by every day. Her work demands that you take a second look. She has worked hard all year at perfecting her portfolio and hopefully will continue to study photography next year. Congratulations, Felix Ingla Vives Guerrero and Susan Andreas. teacher gave me after I finished my grad work. Please, friends, stay in touch. We'd love to hear from you and see all your wonderful artwork as you move forward. And next, Jason Beck for the History Prize.
Good afternoon. It is my pleasure this afternoon to award the Paul White Prize for Excellence in the Study of History on behalf of the entire department. This year's winners have both exemplified the very best of what we hope to instill in our students. They ask focused and thoughtful questions, they read critically and widely, they write careful and precise analytical essays, they engage with issues both inside and outside of the classroom, and they both clearly love the process of learning for its own sake. For all this and much more, it is my honor to present the Paul White Prize for 2016 to Ben Salander and Sanjay Paul.
The Marguerite Dason Haberman Memorial Prize in French is awarded to that student who has distinguished him or herself by excellent achievement, dedication, and love for the French language and culture, and who reflects the ideals by which Mrs. Haberman herself was guided. This prize was established in the year 2000 by Mr. Michael Haberman, Blair class of 1941, in honor of his wife. The winner of this prize is a dedicated and positive student who demonstrates a stellar work ethic combined with an absolute passion for all things French. The student delighted in discussions of the nightly French news and analysis of literature selections. Her care and 110% commitment towards the course made her stand out in Madame's 26-year career at Blair. Without any study abroad, she earned a 5 on the AP exam as a junior and continued her pursuit of excellence during a senior year independent study. Madame adds, "I'm extremely proud of all her accomplishments and wish her well as she pursues French and dance in college." The winner of the French award is Ava Prentice. The Chinese prize goes to a student who has excelled at the highest levels of Chinese at Blair Academy. This year's prize goes to a 4-year student of Chinese who entered Blair with no background in the language, but a passion to learn. Mrs. Wang notes that for 4 years he has been a leader in his class in both grades and enthusiasm, and his positive attitude and genuine curiosity make him a joy to teach. The Chinese prize for 2016 goes to Trevor Denfleet. The Spanish prize. Mrs. O'Neill writes that Karen is a careful and meticulous student who follows her natural instinct. She speaks the language beautifully and with near perfect grammar. This year in advanced Spanish language and literature, Karen S. demonstrated exceptional aptitude and passion for our most difficult unit, the study of poetry. She tackled some of the most difficult poetry with the poise and perception of a native speaker. Mrs. Lang adds that Karen Shi is a student who is complete in every way. And the Spanish prize goes to Karen Shi.
Matt.
The Winston D. Ewing Prize for Mathematics is given to the outstanding mathematics student in the senior class. It is named after and given in honor of Blair's long-serving mathematics department chairman, Win Ewing, who retired in 1986. The winner of the Ewing Prize, a 3-year student, completed the traditional calculus curriculum as a junior before moving on to number theory this year. She has a nuanced approach to the purest of pure mathematics that is unusual in a high school student. Only those who truly love the subjects as an art form can appreciate proving theorems and investigating the properties of integers. Woohoo! Love it! Gotta do it. Misty and me and this winner. Trong does just that. The math department is proud to award the Winston D. Ewing Prize to Trong Duong. Mrs. McGotter.
The Harris Dramatics Prize for Outstanding Achievement in Theater this year goes to 2 students. Of the first, Mr. Evans writes, Michael is someone who has the spotlight in his eyes. Dependable, disciplined, and dedicated, he starred in 2 plays in his senior year alone, even playing 3 different roles. He has the motivation of a professional, something he may very well become. He completely immerses himself in the role, as he has the greatest respect for the demands of the craft of acting. He embodies the pride that the Academy players are all about. And of the second, Mrs. McMillan writes, one of the best things about working with a student over an extended period of time is getting to watch that student grow and change to gain self-awareness and experience self-actualization. This kind of prosperity is especially important for a performer, and Bree's professionalism and dedication over the course of 4 years paid dividends both to her as an actor and to the audience. We delighted in Bree's ever-evolving talent while applauding wildly at her portrayals of such iconic character roles as Mae Peterson in Bye Bye Birdie and the Wicked Witch of the West in The Wizard of Oz, to name just a few. Congratulations to Mike Park and Bree Annunziata. The Dale Rosenson Prize for Technical Theater. Mr. Rasmussen writes, students who participate on a technical crew find out early on how much time and concentration is required to make a production run smoothly. They labor in anonymity and rarely receive any thanks other than that of the directors and cast. One young man participated selflessly in focus and technical crew for all 4 years, contributed his time and talents, displayed creativity and design, and became a good friend in the process. The Dale Rosenson Prize is awarded to William Pemberton. The Eberly Award for Outstanding Achievement in Music. This year's award is given to a multifaceted, versatile musician who has lent her talents to Blair's performing arts program in many ways during the past 4 years. Both an accomplished vocalist and pianist, she has filled various roles in our vocal ensembles in the Winter Musical, and this year served as assistant director for both, exhibiting musical excellence every step of the way. Her quiet leadership has made those around her better, and the performing arts program will miss her contributions next year. This year's Eberly Award winner is Yuichi Du. And finally from me, the Harding Memorial Award for Outstanding Contribution to the Music Ensembles at Blair. This year's winner is a consummate performer who plays with technical prowess and beautiful lyricism. As a violinist and vocalist, she has contributed her immense talent to a variety of Blair's orchestral, jazz, and vocal ensembles. And as a senior, she organized a chamber ensemble that performed for myriad Blair functions throughout the year. It has been a joy to work with such a gifted musician and dedicated, selfless young woman who always held the best interests of her peers and the group above her own. This year's Harding Memorial Award recipient is Emily Inside.
The Senior Athletic Award, established in 1997, is given to those athletes who have earned 6 or more varsity letters during their careers at Blair. These dedicated student athletes have been the core of our program, and their commitment to multiple sports have made a tremendous impact on the school. I will now announce the winners at the end of the assembly. Please come on stage to receive your award. Boys, J.T. Carell, J.T. Lamont, Kyle Maldron, Patrick Morrison, Neil Putnam, Michael Rich, Will Robinson, Paco Rubio, Devin Saylor, Josh Shaw, Ned Siggety, and Justin Swerble. Girls, Sydney Altman, Mackenzie Belton, Abby Bodner, Kendall Fitzgerald, Zoe Garvey, Paula Hong, Katie Hicks, Zaina Karem, Eleni Kedros, Brooke Langevin, Emma Mooring, Grace Middleton, Kay O'Connor, Brooke Saban, Karen Shee, Katie Shook, Madison Stiefel, Leanna Zaranchik. This award is also given to 2 postgrads who received 3 varsity letters, Alfred Dorber and Kyle Phipps. Congratulations.
The James M. Howard Jr. Fellowship Prize. Several years ago, an alumnus established a fund to provide support each year to one faculty member early in his or her career at Blair who has made a special distinction and impact on this community. The guidelines of the fund require that students be involved in selecting the recipient, and so we ask our class council members to participate in this process each spring. The award winner is described as someone who has inspired his or her students in the Blair community with energetic leadership and outstanding involvement in the life of the school, and who is committed to pursuing a career in independent education. The greatest unknown in the process of hiring Blair faculty hinges on one's ability to understand and connect with students. We can mentor best teaching practices, share successful coaching strategies, and teach new colleagues about Blair's history and culture. However, our ability and desire to truly know and resonate with our students comes from within. Yes, we can improve at this over time, but there are faculty, like today's recipient, for whom this skill, connecting with all of you, comes naturally. The first time I observed this colleague teach, I wanted to jump into the class discussion and join the lively banter. He has spent countless hours generating enthusiasm for science, for fitness, for teamwork, and generally for making the most of being a part of the Blair community. It should come as no surprise to this year's senior class, particularly to those of you who live in Mason Hall, that we recognize and celebrate this passionate and student-centered teacher, a young faculty member who also happens to have quite a bit of swagger. It is my great pleasure to present this year's James M. Howard Jr. Fellowship Prize to Joseph Wagner.
We have now arrived at the conclusion of the Senior Prize Assembly, and it becomes, before Reverend Powell's benediction, my duty to close the special event. It's one among several important opportunities we will have to honor all of you, our seniors, and all of your work that you've done at Blair this week. Congratulations. Congratulations to all that you've achieved and all that we recognize today. What you have done to distinguish yourselves as scholars and performers and athletes serves as an inspiration to all of us and is a wonderful model for those of you who aspire to be on this stage, in this place, in the years to come. Of course, there are all kinds of victories and breakthroughs and accomplishments, as Mr. Molteni said earlier, that while not recognized on this stage today, are no less valuable and deserving of our respect and admiration. You're a remarkable class on many dimensions, and your individual achievements are only amplified by what you've accomplished collectively. Thank you to all in this room and beyond who've been your teachers, your cheerleaders, your confidants, your coaches, your admirers, and your mentors, who, whether from behind the scenes or sometimes right up in your face, they've helped you get here today. Seniors and all who supported you, we are very, very proud of you today. I congratulate you, and I turn this over to Reverend Powell.
It's my task to close tonight, but if you'll indulge me in a quick request, as is custom, we'll allow our senior class and their families to make their way to the dining hall. So if everyone could hold back before the seniors and their families leave. Please join me in praying, if praying, as it were, is your thing. God of many names, source of creativity and love, we commit to the world and all the things in it, the many gifts and talents not only recognized here tonight, but the myriad gifts and talents that have gone unnamed. We ask that all of these talents, both manifest and latent, in the class of 2016 be used to contribute in meaningful ways to the fulfillment and betterment of the world we all share. And as the seniors ready to, later this week, graduate from this place, we ask that their gifts and accomplishments, past, present, and future, contribute to a society and world that we are all proud to call our own. Seniors and their families first.